Well, you're taking a live look over Sacramento right now. We saw triple-digit temperatures over the weekend. Of course, you felt it, but the weather seems to be cooling down a little bit this week, right?
Yeah, what a big drop-off from Saturday to Sunday.
Yeah.
I know you're out and about enjoying your Sunday. Chief Meteorologist Merianos joining us now, covering obviously the fires and the winds that are kicking up, but also our forecast, which is looking pretty consistent, I think, after today, huh?
Yeah, exactly. You know, temperatures running above average, right? But a big drop compared to, Saturday we had Stockton was 106.
Right.
So 1 degree away from a record. On Saturday. So big drop coming into today, and not much change today. You know, this week is fairly consistent, right? We have dry weather that will continue, periods of gusty winds coming through the Delta, essentially almost every afternoon at this point. But the areas that are still feeling quite hot at this hour is further north across the central northern parts of the Sacramento Valley. I mean, look at Chico right now at 97 degrees. Here in Davis, Sacramento, down to Stockton, temperatures middle to upper 80s. Fairfield with that onshore flow coming in off the coast, 79 degrees. We are also monitoring some thunderstorms developing over the spine of the Sierra right now. These have been producing some pretty decent lightning strikes, at least the rate of lightning strikes across some of the higher elevations, along with some small hail, but most of these happening above where most communities are. So really high up in elevation. And that's going to be a spot we're watching over the next few days for additional thunderstorm development. Elsewhere, skies remain clear, sunny, beautiful weather across much of the region, although it's, remains warm. Red flag warnings are in place for a little bit longer further north in the Sacramento Valley. This is an area where the humidity levels are just bone dry right now, about 15 to 20%. And that's going to be where, of course, the greatest concern is for the most explosive fire growth should any start. Hopefully that's not the case. Otherwise, conditions are modest elsewhere across California. All right, forecast getting into tomorrow, plenty of sunshine. Onshore flow continues, keeping temperatures down just a notch. Thunderstorm development in the Sierra. That will mainly stay south of our area, except Wednesday. I think we'll see the development extend a little bit further north, as far north as I-80 during the afternoon hours, about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Temperature-wise tonight, down into the mid-50s. Tomorrow, right back up, lower 90s across much of the Sacramento Valley, down into the San Joaquin Valley from Stockton to Manteca, Tracy near 90, Modesto about 91 degrees, west into Solano County, Fairfield, Vacaville into the 80s, and then some of the hot spots as you get along further north along I-5, middle to upper 90s, like Colusa 97, Sutter at about 95 degrees. All right, here's that forecast for the week ahead. Plenty of sunshine this week. Temperatures staying lower to mid 90s. So yes, well above average, but at least we are not in the triple digits. So we can manage that. Otherwise, in the Sierra, we'll have to watch for a few storms on Wednesday. I do think we'll have better coverage of thunderstorm activity once we get into Saturday and Sunday. Always good to keep an eye to the sky for hikers up in the Sierra. Tony?
Yeah, no doubt. Nick, thanks.